Hi, my name is Linda Chupko. I am in Southern California. I'm here to share a little bit about my journey from chronic kidney disease to dialysis. So this would be thoughts and ideas and things for family members to look into to help the patient. Usually the people who have to go for dialysis tend to be older. I'm just one of the younger ones. I'm turning 50 this year, and I've had proteinuria since like when we discovered I have diabetes, like 2003. So it has been a while that I have been having kidney issues, but my kidney was fully functional until 2-3 years ago when the GFR, the function of my kidney function started going downhill. And it has been going downhill pretty fast since then. So one of the things that the patient, definitely needs to work with is with a nephrologist. And as your kidney function goes down, they will actually inform you about the options of dialysis and what kind of dialysis is available. And it's pretty confusing because, it's wow, what's all this dialysis about, and scary too. So that journey started like last year when my nephrologist sent me a link for videos to figure out and learn and prepare myself for what is to come. And right now, I'm actually in a dialysis center. I'm having my blood clean, and while sitting here for 3 hours, 3 times a week, I may as well record my experience, my journey, and maybe I can help some family members and patients figure out their own path and their own journey. Maybe be a little bit more enlightening and be less scary. So as my GFR gets less and less, I was referred to a surgeon to put on a fistula, an AV fistula. So before that, actually, you have to discuss with your nephrologist whether you want to do a peritoneal dialysis, which is an osmosis method through your abdomen, or you want to do hemodialysis. And under the hemodialysis section, there are actually 2 methods of doing it. You can do it in center. Usually there is through your hand, an arm on your arm or a leg, or you can do it at home. It also depends on your insurance. That's very important. So I had a discussion with my old nephrologist, and I got a little bit of misinformation. I have a pool in my house. It's a chlorinated pool, personal home pool. So I said, can I go into the pool with my son? He's only 6 years old. It's very important for me to be able to go into the pool. And I was informed that with a peritoneal dialysis method, because you have the catheter hanging out, it has a higher risk of getting infection. So it's not good to have that. So I said, okay, then I will get myself ready for a hemodialysis. So the first thing I was arranged was to do an AV fistula. So for those who have no idea what all these things are, please Google AV fistula, and there are diagrams that shows you what is the thing, where it's going through, and what it happens. So what they do is they kind of put a vein and an artery together. So in the future, they can circulate the blood out from that section. So I won't be a very good person to describe it. You need someone from the medical field, or do your own research, just by Googling. Okay, there are lots of medical information out there. So my AV fistula did not work. And then he said, okay, we have to go back in again for a graft on my arm. And on March the 3rd, I went in for my graft, but I was feeling very sick then, like a week, just about a week before that, March the 3rd, I was beginning to feel really sick, very, very exhausted, tired a lot of times, and I need a nap. I have never been a nap person in my whole life, and suddenly I need to nap like an hour in the every afternoon. And March the 3rd in the morning, 2021, I went to Sharp Memorial Hospital in preparation for my graft surgery. But I was so sick, they did all the labs and realized that my potassium was way out and all my labs, my creatinine and all sorts of stuff are way off. So the surgery was canceled, the procedure was canceled, and I was sent in for an emergency venous catheter placed in, which is this. So, well, there's no time to think about it or discuss any further because now my kidney is failing, and they had a surgeon, vascular surgeon, went in and put a tube. You can see the insert here. It goes all the way into the neck here, and it goes into your heart. So you can just Google venous catheter, and you can see the images, the illustration of what happens. And on the 3rd, this was done. On the 4th, I had my first dialysis. So when you have this, the only way you can do is hemodialysis, to go to the machine where it pulls the blood out and it gets clean. And that's the artificial kidney. It comes back into once it's clean. And on Friday in the morning, they went in, and actually on Thursday night, I had a discussion with the nephrologist of Sharp Memorial Hospital, Dr. Lund. And I'm so glad I actually got the opportunity to discuss with him, because I found out that I could actually do peritoneal dialysis because I'm younger. I still have kidney function, and it is actually less invasive, better for my heart, because this pulls straight from your, the blood from your heart to be clean. So instead of doing a graft, I opted for a peritoneal dialysis catheter to be put in on my abdomen. And that was done on Friday, and we had another dialysis. So that was where I got to the point of doing this hemodialysis right now. So it's been a week, 10 days to coming to 2 weeks from the 3rd. It has been a journey that is pretty scary because you have no idea. I looked up mortality rates. I looked up the infection, all sorts of stuff. And I have a 6-year-old that put me into a position that I need to fight on, preserve my life for my son. And there are so many changes that you have to do on your diet. You basically have to revamp your whole eating, especially on hemodialysis. You have to watch your sodium, which you should have been once you're a chronic kidney disease patient. But now you have to really, really watch your potassium and your phosphate. And on hemodialysis, you have much more limited food choices. So you have to plan all your dining. Very hard to go out to eat. You have to cook at home and you have to plan. So that is suddenly a very big burden for the patient if you're cooking for yourself, or even for the family member if you're helping your parents or someone that you're caring, you're the caregiver. So there comes this whole bunch of learning and researching that you have to do in order to preserve their life. So look into that. Look into the kidney.org, all this